can I say something? Yeah,
Go on.
the only reason, you know, the only reason why I'm not having that, they've learned. You see, all the gunman them in Jamaica, they've learned this shit from the top, bro. From the 80s, when certain government parties are hiring
Yeah,
gangs,
PMC and JMP,
yeah,
because
and
man was killing
shower
man over
posse
party.
and all of them thing there. So now it's a thing where the whole island went through that. That weren't
Hey,
a little bit of time. My mum was in Jamaica around that
same
time.
with
She
mine.
showed me.
Yeah.
She's saying I could not go. I couldn't leave my
Hey,
house.
what
Man's
was
hearing mad
what was
gunshots and we're going to the shop.
what was you see, Shawnee, you remember as well, yeah?
Yeah.
What was Jamaica's gangsters rule? You don't rob poor people and you don't touch babies and all these different things.
Yeah,
All
babies
all
or
and
women.
babies and women, all them things have gone out the window.
I'm not sure the woman thing can manage to shoot the
Shawnee,
baby
Shawnee,
mum for
listen.
fun, bro. I'll be real with
Hold
you.
on, hold on.
And that was way back in the
Brother,
day,
you
bro.
weren't
Shawnee.
meant to do
My
that.
key point,
You couldn't be known
the
as a
key point you're
gunman for
missing
letting
here,
down a
yeah,
gang
is that
unless you
you
snitched or
remember what Dadas and all them other mans and Jim Brown that came from that era that we know about, yeah, that most Jamaican people respect. You see them man there, they had all the respect in their neighborhoods. So certain crimes that was going on weren't happening like that. Now that's gone out the window.
exactly.
And
You're
that's what you
right,
gotta
bro.
realize, Sean. Shawnee, you know that yourself, bro.
All
Right,
right, so what do you think the problem is? What do you think the
hear
problem
what
is?
though, yeah?
The
So,
problem is they're
has that
concentrating
got,
on the wrong
are you
shit.
saying it's
So
got
now the
zero
youth them man
correlation
think
to the
what to
music?
do, bro.
I can't even hear. Someone's echoing. I'm just
Yo,
talking.
I just
can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on, bro.
I'm saying, so what are you saying with what you said there? It's got zero correlation to the music.
Yeah, it does, bro. And the reason why it has zero
Nah,
correlation to the music
nah,
for
it plays a
me,
part, man.
the reason why it has zero correlation to the music for me is because a lot of this stems with hierarchy, respect, and community, innit? So, like, even when we're talking about, if we speak about the UK here, for a prime example, because I spent time in the UK and spent time in Jamaica, yeah? When it comes to youngsters and it comes to, you know, people that are actively doing these things, they don't care and have no respect to any of this or what's going on because there is no level of community people that are involved in these
yeah.
things now. So their level of respect has gone out of the window. So when we're having these conversations, man, got to take in context. When I said Dadas and Jim Brown in Jamaica, them man respected by the elders and youngsters. Like when you have the elders and youngsters and people that are in the community, you wouldn't disrespect a certain man's mum and do something.
Jamaica's almost
But it's
lawless now,
lawless,
bro. You
bro.
see the way
You
you
got
see
no
the way
duty.
Jake's deal with you. The Jake's deal with you like they're gunman, bro.
Now, I
The,
agree with what you're saying there,
I'm talking
Sean.
That's
about
not a new thing, though, no, Lippy. Because don't forget, I grew up in Jamaica.
no,
I'm
but
talking
again, so
about
if
the
you're
late
saying
80s.
exactly, so
In
if
the
you're
80s,
saying it's not a
it
new
was the
thing,
same thing.
I hear you. So that's why I'm saying it's not the music, bro.
No,
It's
but
not the
the
Now,
music,
but
music.
you see what it
the
is
music,
though, yeah?
It's the state
but
of the island,
bro,
bro.
man, I can't, you know why I can't compare all that? It's this drill, yeah, because the drill thing, man, was that's completely different. Innit? But you see, with this thing, they actually went on news, like the Ninja Man, them man were going on big TV and saying,
Brother,
bro, by
that's
the way, you man
fine, but
calm
it's the
down,
same
because
thing.
they believe themselves, bro,
Brother,
that
it's
is
the
a part of
same
it.
thing. It's the same
Nah,
thing. I'm
It's not
not
the same
trying
as
to
drill
take
though.
the
you know
piss.
what?
It is the same thing. Ninja Man can't chat, yeah? Ninja Man cannot talk about things. Because when all of these things was going in, he's blazing crack and all these things,
Facts.
bro. It's no one's
Hey,
able
but
to, yeah?
TMC. Hey,
No, let's
No,
have
but
it right.
TMC though.
I
Let's
hear
have
that,
it
but bro,
right,
these
bro.
men
Leave
see them
Ninja
things
Man
on their
alone.
own
Hey,
track, though,
TMC.
bro.
You see, one of the things that we always forget, yeah, and I think we as a people got to deep this properly. Why is it that the media and every other country always blame the quickest outlaw to say it's
Yeah.
music?
Why
Why
ain't
is it that
why
no
ain't
one's
the
ever putting their
people
hand up and saying, you know what, fuck this. I've not spent enough money on police resources. I've not spent enough money
exactly?
in
Yeah,
Actually, no,
so
you're
hear
right.
what
You're
you're
right.
in
saying
these
there,
hold on,
Chef,
hold
yeah?
I
on,
take it
hold on,
back. I
hold on,
take it
hold on.
back. You're right.
Sean, let me
Actually.
finish. Why is it that I've not spent no money in these deprived areas that are still looking like shit in Peckham? Why have I not spent no money in certain parts in Jamaica that
Chef,
look like shit,
you're
that
right. You're
breed
right.
Yeah,
gang
so,
violence?
100% is that.
yeah, so you're
Because that's
spot
the
on with what
because
you're
that's the
saying, yeah?
reason.
But hear what, yeah? The music is just the advertisement of that, in it, and it become a
Because that's their
glorification
man's
of
fame,
that.
bro. That's you see the
Brother,
artists that are talking about what's going on. That's what they grew up in, and that's been their music.
exactly,
So
bro.
in theory,
Yeah.
this is how the man or the people control the genuine public is because they've made money off that, and they've also made money off the slums. Because the more broke areas that there is, and the more deprived areas there is, it breeds more money and it breeds more deaths. The more deaths there is in the world, is there more money is for the people at the top. And this is
Yeah.
what people don't realize. It's very easy to blame. The easiest thing is to say, you know what, my man's talking about he killed this and chef that. Cool. But that's not the reason why that there's been crime going on for how many decades.
And let's have it right. They push these agendas like let's have it right, bro. If they really believe these things were the causing things for all this badness, bro, they'll just stop it. Let's have it right, bro. They'll stop it. They'll say no one can make. They change some law. Why ain't the law that no one can rap about? Even if it was just a little thing, the new thing that the youth them do now. No one can rap
Yeah,
about
it's
anyone that
facts.
died.
Yeah, because
You
obviously,
can't mock. No, because listen, because again, there's organizations. I don't know if you want to call them white man organizations or whatever. That's benefiting off this shit as well. You
Been
understand?
and
So
that's
it's a
the
thing where
thing, though, because that's what I'm saying. If they can use the excuse, yeah, and the scapegoat to blame the music, because the
yeah.
music does semi-play a part in it, but the music is just
the,
reporting what they're going through in the streets, in it, yeah.
the
But at the
music
same
for me
time,
plays a
yeah,
5% of it.
at the same time, these labels come
Yeah,
now,
if
yeah,
that,
and they
bro.
sprinkle pure glitter on it, yeah. So then it becomes the only thing what kids want to aspire to is the fuckery. You get me?
So
That's
imagine
why that's all you hear pretty much.
All right. Instead of saying that's not the cause, what's the
the
solution?
solution for, like I said to you
The
surely earlier,
solution,
bro.
yeah, give them,
Give
have
them
resources,
resources,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, it's the same as it is in
The
the
youth,
UK as well,
the
fam.
youth, them ain't even got a piece of land to kick ball on over
Kickball,
there,
man,
bro.
oh,
You understand?
come on,
And
So it's
bro.
like
yeah. So it's
it's
the
not
resources,
millionaires.
yeah. But then it's also though the OGs need to give the youths them some real game instead of grooming them onto fuckery stuff.
But
How
the
can they
OGs
No,
listen?
themselves,
You're
There was a
saying
big
the
OGs don't
OGs
listen,
OGs
themselves in
don't control
Jamaica,
the
era,
listen,
masses
yeah.
though,
listen.
bro.
No, listen.
Yeah, but we're talking about the crime in it
No,
in
bro,
the
you're not
streets,
listening
yeah.
because you have to remember, yeah, you have a 12-year-old you, man of the house, no shoes and them thing there, has to do the mad thing every day to 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 to
to
to,
eat and
to
feed his
scrape up
family.
dollars to feed his family, yeah. Then all of a sudden, he knows that. Hold on, that because this is the reality, bro. He's thinking the money that I save up to get food every week, I could buy a gun with that money once and then run up on a man and get
Hey,
whatever I want. No,
Lippy.
that's the way the youth them think,
No,
bro.
but Lippy, you know what these men are forgetting? Hey, TMC ain't even clock, bro. I'm gonna send you a documentary. Jamaica's prostitution rates on the highest rates in the world. You know,
Highest.
bro. You know, man, not deep. It's not just the music. This is what
Highest.
this what
No,
this
no,
is.
man,
Let me ask
You
a
know what it?
question. Let me
No,
No,
you
ask
know
but
a
what
this
it
is
is.
question.
this is
Yeah.
Shawnee. Let me finish.
Wait,
Shawnee,
one
let me
second.
finish my point. The reason why I brought that point up, yeah, is to show you how the country is in the state it's in. The profit
Everyone's doing
when you
anything to make
anyone's
money
doing anything to make money because they're like raw. Like
because it's
at
a
the end of
state
the
of
day,
emergency. Let's
it's
have it right.
not a joke because, like I said, the Jamaica and America is similar. When you're really rich, you're really rich, but when you're poor, and there's no in between the middle class and that. It's either you got
Yeah.
money or you don't. That's why the fraud rate in Jamaica is even 10 times higher. There's like
Yeah.
different sets of fraud kind because
Because you know what? Because you know why, Chef? They finally found a way to make bread without hurting the next man.
facts.
That's like gold dust to them. They're saying, brother, I can sit in my yard and make these calls, and and then man are still getting bun over this scamming shit. You understand? So it's a thing where, brother, the island is in the state it's in because of the people that run it. It's as simple as
Facts.
that.
And they're
We
all
can
Yeah.
sit
making
here,
money.
yeah,
You
they're
know,
all good.
And
They're
then
all good.
China's come in, and China's invested in the tourist areas that bring
Yeah,
them so much money to the island. And again, like because they're filing their pockets. And like I said, someone said something earlier. They said obviously talk to OGs and that, bro. You're telling OGs, the man them that have been in slums their whole life, to talk sense to the younger
yeah. And now
generation.
give them a thing, brother. The last
Them
comfy,
man ain't
you're
on
right.
all of that. Them man in their eyes
The,
is just trying to make their bread and look after their family and their
You're
10,
right, chef.
15 kids.
The last comfy bad man lived in Jamaica in the early 80s, bro. Literally. So you see anyone that's been born since then, they are angry man
Facts.
that's been through things because of the government. So you can't chat to them. You can't chat to them. And you get me? There's no life is cheap out there, bro. Life is cheap in where we're from, G. You understand? And it's because of the government. Man can say the music and the this and the that and the brother. My thing is, what would they do if they didn't have music, blood? I can only imagine, bro.
Now, so
I'll
what
be
it is,
honest.
yeah,
no word,
obviously, if the
Facts.
government now, yeah, the government make everything financially a crisis for the people, yeah, but at the same time, the theme tune to that is just the most savage shit
I don't
ever,
know, man.
yeah. That's just gonna become the norm.
No, but bro, that's science though. What the theme tune ain't gonna be no
No,
happy
no, no,
tune.
no, no,
How
no.
can you
But you
be
get me
happy and
twisted,
poor?
Lippy, because this is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
true,
Hold
true.
on. We grew up on gangster rap and all that shit, but it was not as savage as some of the shit we're hearing now, innit?
Yeah, but again, but I hear you. But that's
No,
just because Listen, let me, because this is where it is, yeah. We grew up how we grew up, innit? Yeah, cool. You're right. It wasn't a savage, but brother,
I
that's
disagree with that,
car.
Lippy. You know,
It was only
It's
we.
the
Nah, but I hear
rules
you. But
and
no, but I get
respect
what you're
and the
saying. No,
morals what we
listen.
had
You say
within the
that. You
community.
say that, bro. But it's as simple as this, yeah. You see a youth that's like 21 now, brother. The shit he's seen, I can't compare my childhood to him. Cause you see me, I thought by the time I was older, things would be better, bro. Things would be better for these kids, brother. It's not. Brother, how live it seeing all this shit? They got social media to make them see it more and you can't blame the youth, then, bro.
Yeah,
There's
man, I
no
can't lie.
way a child.
It's definitely on social media thing still. Man, what's to say? Everything man was saying earlier about the Sting thing, that was just about that event. But in terms of like drill and music influence, man's always
hey,
been
but
against. It's
hey,
always
T,
But
definitely the
even
factors. It's
Sting,
never been
even the
about music.
I
Guardian
got a
Gaza
question
one,
for
It's
you.
the
definitely
Guardian
no, but
Gaza thing.
man just I know earlier it sounded like man was saying that the music
Hey,
had it,
but
bro.
TMC,
I know for a fact
hey
it's not the
T,
music,
I
fam.
got a question for you. You
Mm.
see, when you grew up on Sting, yeah, and Lippy and all you lot can answer this, yeah, as well. But I want
Yeah.
TMC to answer it as well. When you grew up on Sting, yeah, what does Sting stand for?
What do you mean? What
Forget
is in
about,
the
yeah,
modes?
forget about Amari and that and Lady Gangster that had there. Forget
Fucking
that
hell.
mockery that happened the other day.
Yeah,
What
What
it
did
was
yeah.
on?
Sting actually stand
No,
for?
obviously it was the culture thing. It was the culture thing.
Yeah, can I answer? Let me ask. For me, Sting was about, let's have it right, bro. Every year, like, mad things, like musically, the island gains ground in it. That's one thing Jamaica, no one can complain
Mm,
about. Hundreds and hundreds of bangers every
mm.
year. Sting is the place to showcase that. You feel me, bro? To the island, to the world, for everyone to come together and say, look, man's had this year, every year after Christmas, we get in here, we do this thing. You feel me? It's as simple as that. Without
And
social,
then
because
also
remember,
they have a headline clash each time, and it's an
There you
entertainment
Yeah,
go.
they
thing.
had the
That's
yeah,
what I
headline
was
clash.
waiting to hear.
But
And
There you
yeah,
go.
oh, you wanted to put up?
why
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more of an entertainment because you got man coming
All
out in
right.
all type of
All
costume.
right, all right, all right. This is why you answered the question key. Clashes. Cool. So Sting itself stood for that and stood for what the island brings together in it. We grew up when we all watched the Movado, the Ninja Man versus Bunty Killer, and all these different men that did what they were doing, yeah. Sting itself, like I said, will never ever be the issue or the music. Them blaming the music is never gonna be the problem. What the real problem is,
Yeah, no, man agrees, and I
what
agree.
the real problem is, yeah. What I'm trying to show man, them, yeah, even down to the UK, us man now. You see, when someone asks me the question, I work with youths every day, as well as I'm a chef in it. I work with youths every day. When someone asks me the question, you might look at me and say, Patty, you're looking at it differently. But for me, you see, when we talk about gentrification, yeah, and we say, oh, Shoreditch is all the white people and da 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 da. You know what? I fucking love it that Shoreditch has all the white people. Because you see all the youths that are in the ends, that have been in the ends all their life, yeah? I'm sorry, move them out because blood, they're sitting on a block on a high-rise building that has nothing going for them. So all this new money that's coming in, yeah, separate a lot of them. Because you see, when you look at half of these buildings and stuff, yeah, you see them, it screams violence, bro. I'm from the same area too. It
yeah,
looks like
yeah.
shit. Everyone can sit.
And you
Only
know
for
what it
Yeah,
is
me,
as
that's
well,
true.
only
That's
thing
true.
for
But
me,
man's
the only
smoother as
thing for
well.
me that upsets me, yeah, and I'll be honest, when it comes to gentrification, you see all the businesses that have been there for years, that's been there for time, like
yeah, that's
a
the part.
Caribbean shop that we all used to go to. I believe
Gone.
they should have a right to stay in that area.
Yeah,
Do you
to
understand?
stay. That's the
That's the
only
only
issue with
issue I have
gentrification.
with
Because
it.
you know what I make you right, bro. Because let's have it right. Even beyond that, I got even the youths that don't move out, that are still in them high rises. They're going to the high road now. They're looking out the window. They're seeing different things now,
Facts.
bro. You understand? Whereas before, it's just all they could see is their environment. It's like, brother, man can walk to the fucking, like, I'm not trying to take the piss. They gentrified Halsden. Yeah, it's a madness. There's a Costa there and shit. But the realness is, man, go there, man, see them selling like bubble tea and shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I could see this in it. I'm glad I could see a shop full of fucking Romanian students in there fucking painting pottery. Like, I know it
But
sounds
what am
fucked,
I
but it's like,
saying though? Because this, I'm saying back in the day, I didn't see shit. The thing what saved man was youth clubs and that grime. What saved
yeah,
man?
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Flexing and
Youth
needed.
wine.
clubs don't
That's
yeah.
needed. That is
That
needed.
yeah, you say that, but
Nah, man, no.
all the
Those
first
those days
gunshot.
are done.
This is what I'm telling you. All the first gunshots and all the first youths I see lying on the floor bleeding was at the youth club that I used
Me
to go
too.
to.
Me
Yeah,
too.
So
Bro,
it's a
man
shit
had
thing
my
was
where
hella
first
Youth clubs
bang
sticky.
out.
are
My
Yeah,
first
dated,
listen,
bang
man.
out was
Lippy.
at a youth club,
Shit
bro.
was hella sticky. You know about money in it. So listen, I'm not saying it like the youth club was some saving grace, but grime alone. kept a lot of man from actually banging in it.
Do you
Where
know?
I'm
Do
from.
you know? I slightly,
I
do you know? I
disagree with
slightly
that,
agree
man. I
with him as
disagree with
well,
that
though.
fully, bro.
Why?
I think that caused a lot of
What?
problems
No,
as
I hear
well,
you
I'm
man.
fully,
not
but why?
saying
Do you know
else.
why?
I'm not saying
Do you know
things
why?
didn't get sticky,
You know why?
but I'm
I
saying
agree with
actual
Rags, yeah.
gang banging, doing the full mad thing. You get me? It didn't even
No,
beefs what
no,
happened? It
Rags,
weren't full on wars. You know what I mean?
Rags.
But
I
what you,
agree
man,
with
I
him.
don't
Yeah.
know. But what are you saying? That's the reason, then
No,
I'm
but
not
what I'm
understanding
saying
because
is what.
music to me, music's been an issue from the get go. It shows you why that's not the
No,
issue, bro.
100%.
Like any genre can cause problems. That's
No,
the thing,
any
bro.
genre could cause problem because if we talk about the heavy metal stuff that they listen to and we see some mad stuff, bro, that's why I don't think that's relevant. Why I agree with Rags to an extent, yeah, in regards to youth clubs and stuff. Sean, you know where I live, yeah? Privately. The area I live in is one of the richest areas in Essex, yeah? Cool. In this area right now, yeah, where I live right now, yeah, cool, man, live in a nice area from where I lived before. This area, all these youths around there, predominantly the white kids that I see, yeah, they're the ones trying to be bad, robbing people, stabbing people around there. In a rich area, bro. There is, and when you ask the local authority and all these people that live around there and ask them to set up a youth club, the white man and them don't want that around there. They're saying in their eyes, they're rather the kids be on the street doing whatever they're doing, and considering they have the funding for it. You see the problem that's missing nowadays, yeah, and I say to people all the time regarding gang violence and stuff and all these different things, there is no community for these kids. When there's no community and there's no structure for them to do what they're doing, they just do whatever anyway. That's why I say yes, youth clubs are needed, but youth clubs are also needed to an extent where we have actual adults that are doing things in those places to make sure these kids have some sort of structure. I don't care what anyone says. There's youth clubs that are set up here to allow kids to go in areas, go into these youth clubs and do their shotting. You're right. Because
Yeah. And
we're
this is
so
what I'm saying
content,
because
we're so content with these kids, yeah, living their way because a lot of the kids are not being challenged anymore because people are fearful of their backlashes and their reaction. I don't give a damn about their reaction. If you're not going to challenge a child,
right, and this is what I was trying to say.
a
Yeah.
child is going to do what they're going to continue to do anyway.
Hear what, fam? So this is what my point was before, yeah, when I said there's a disconnect between the OGs and the younger generation, because we're all agreeing, there's no morals or anything with the youths them in it. Man are getting splashed in front of the mums with youths. It don't matter where and when it's happening in it. It's all
But
going
it
mad.
is it. You know what it is? I hear what you're saying. There's a disconnect and shit. But what we're not again. I've said this in the space already with you, Rags. Like some of the youths that are doing this shit now, they don't come from areas where there's
So
OGs.
what?
So they're the first
Ah.
youths to do this. So it's a thing where they're just out there, and it's the blind leading the
So hear
blind.
what I'm
That's
saying
what
now,
man needs
yeah.
to understand.
So
Facts,
you,
facts, facts.
you see, with regards to the music, yeah, as I'm saying, it's not the blame for the crime. You know what it is poverty. Niggas in it. So if you put a bunch of niggas,
Yeah.
it could be an opera rave. Niggas is gonna kick off. Someone's gonna try yap someone's chain or text. That's just poverty, no matter where it is, yeah. And mainly niggas in it, because we all got some chip on our shoulder, could be where we come from and all that shit, yeah. So that's just that, yeah. But the music today, especially, because we grew up on shit. I see. Listen,
No,
hear me,
Rags, I
the youth.
disagree, man. I disagree, bro.
Yeah, you can't just say it's just
I can't
niggas